In this video, we'll be looking at this Ottocast auto screen. They were nice enough to send this in before review, but as always, that does not affect your opinion in any way. So this is essentially a monitor that you will be able to mount in your car and will allow you to watch videos and do all that, as well as give you access to Android Auto and Apple CarPlay. We'll start with a quick unboxing and then kind of show you how to set it up and how it all works. So just getting into the box here, it looks like the first thing we have on top is the screen itself. We'll look more at that in a second. And underneath here we have a bunch of our different accessories. This does come with a backup camera as well, so you're going to be able to use it with a camera. So it has, let's see, this part here, this is a USB-C charger. This is how you will power the screen. Also has a USB-A pass-through, so if you want to use wired CarPlay, you're going to be able to do that using this cord. Next we have an aux cable. Then this is going to be the rear camera, so you will have to run this if you want to mount it. Of course, you can like run it under your floorboards or across the headliner, that sort of thing, but you will be able to kind of connect this to the back of the screen here. Then when you reverse, it will act as a backup camera. And the final thing in the box is just a user manual. So looking at the actual screen itself, it does come with the mount pre-installed, so that's why we didn't see it separately in the box. You're going to be able to mount it via this adhesive. Unfortunately, it does not come with any suction cup mount or anything like that. It looks like the only mount we have is going to be this adhesive one. A little bit unfortunate. I'd like to see a suction cup mount in case you want to mount it a little bit less permanently, but the adhesive, of course, will do a really good job in ensuring it won't fall down. This mount is also going to be pretty adjustable. Of course, you will adhere this part to your dashboard or to your windshield, but then we can actually just kind of unscrew this part here, and it will allow you to easily adjust and position the angle of the screen. As far as our ports go, we have the USB-C port for powering the device, the connection for our backup camera, a micro SD card slot, and then an auxiliary port. This does fully support Bluetooth, so you shouldn't have to use that port, but it is there if you want it. Other than those ports, there's not too much to see on here. We do have a power button on the top, and this is what the actual screen looks like. So definitely a really nice aspect ratio in my opinion. From what I can see, it looks like it's going to be CarPlay on this side, and then you can play movies and things like that on this side. We definitely don't want to do that while you're driving, but it is nice to have that option while you're parked. To go ahead and use the device, the first thing we want to do is, of course, connect it to power. And it will take about 20 seconds to turn on for the very first time, but after that it should turn on very quickly. So even without connecting our phone or anything, you can just see all the apps we have built in right out of the box. So we have YouTube here, Netflix, TikTok, YouTube Music, VLC, different settings, a general audio app, an app for cleaning the device's cache, and then a help button. If we slide over here, we also can access our files, see the reverse camera, access our app store, and then photo gallery as well. So this files app and the gallery and such will be in case you insert a micro SD card. And then you'll actually be able to play your own videos and such off this as well if you want to. So really nice. It's a very smooth touchscreen, as you can see. Works really well, very responsive. And then we have access to all these apps. So we can just go ahead and open Netflix, for example. You can see what that looks like. It does not connect to the internet right now, but you can just get an idea of how that looks. So it will say to connect to your internet. So you will have to do that through your phone's mobile hotspot, but it is very nice to have access to all these apps natively in the device. On the side here, we also have a pretty nice navigation menu in case you want to easily access CarPlay or your most recently used app. We have a back button, home button, and then this button we can use to control the layout of it. So we want to kind of split the screen up. We can put all these apps on the left side, and then we'll have access to CarPlay here. Pairing to CarPlay is as simple as following these instructions here. You want to just go into your phone's Bluetooth settings, connect to it, then it'll ask you a few questions and to confirm, and then from there it will automatically connect to CarPlay every time this device turns on. So we're just pairing to CarPlay on our phone now, and then that's what that will look like. So you can see that we do have CarPlay here. We can go ahead and kind of open up like this, see all our music and all that, then everything else that we need. So very nice to have access to CarPlay that easily. If we want to kind of adjust the screen ratio, we can do it like that. And that will set it to full screen for CarPlay, for example. That's what that looks like. We can view our library and do all that. And then we have our CarPlay access on the side. If we want to go home here, we can do that. If we want to go through our different apps, all that is there. So we will always have access to the main screen here. If we want to just go into CarPlay and press home, that will show our main screen for the actual tablet. To go back into CarPlay, just tap CarPlay. As easy as that. And just like the tablet's native software, the actual CarPlay is very smooth as well. You can kind of swipe through everything pretty seamless. I really like the responsiveness of the touchscreen overall. It does look a little bit laggy sometimes, but overall it works really well and it's super smooth. And the screen really feels good to swipe on and all that. I do have this kind of protector on here. I think you're supposed to remove this, but it actually feels really nice with it on. It gives it kind of a matte look, reduces the glare a little bit. So I'm very happy leaving this plastic film on for now. But what's really cool about this, that is unique to this tablet that I've not seen on other ones, is you're actually able to kind of divide the screen how you want to. So right now we have full screen CarPlay, as you can see, which looks really good. If I want to go into an app here like music again, you can see that it works really well with that full screen. But I can actually go here and then go into home and then push this button, and then it will kind of do half and half for my screen here. So we can of course switch it around. If we want CarPlay on the left and it's on the right, we can do that. But now we have CarPlay, which is still accessible, but we can open Netflix here, for example. So then we can have Netflix open while you're using CarPlay at the same time. Again, you don't want to do this while you're driving, obviously, shouldn't need to say that, but it is very nice to have access to both apps. I can see it being very useful if you're parked somewhere and you want to watch a video while you're waiting, even if you want to keep this on. You can have your CarPlay and maps and all that still going, but of course you're going to be parked somewhere so you can watch Netflix or watch TikTok, watch a YouTube video, all that, which you would not normally be able to do through CarPlay, of course, while the car is running. So you do want to use this responsibly, but this CarPlay tablet certainly gives you the freedom to use it how you want to. So yeah, overall it works really well. On top of that, as I mentioned, we do have multiple different audio options. So if I go into the audio settings here, we can play through this device's speakers. It does have speakers built in. There's also a Bluetooth transmitter. So if you want to have this device directly connect to your car's Bluetooth, you're able to do that. Or we have a built-in FM mode, so we can actually set the frequency here, set it on our car's radio, and then this device will play whatever is playing out of your phone over the car's radio. If you're needing a tablet like this, there's a chance that your car doesn't have Bluetooth or anything like that. So it's really nice to natively be able to play over your car's radio. And finally, if you don't want to use any of those options, we also have an aux mode. You can, of course, just plug the aux into the back of this device and then plug it into your car. Then you will have your music and everything through CarPlay playing over your car's speakers. So yeah, overall it's really solid. I really like the kind of freedom it gives you. It's really nice to be able to customize the layout and interface and all that, to be able to put CarPlay on one side or have it full screen, to be able to watch a movie on one side while you're parked, that sort of thing. It really just gives you a lot of freedom with this tablet. I also really like the layout of it because it's not so tall. If I have it like here, for example, I'm still going to be able to actually see over it, which is great. A lot of tablets are much taller, which makes you lose a little bit of visibility, but I think this one works great. It's a really nice aspect ratio, and it's perfect because it allows you to put two different apps side by side. So definitely a very solid CarPlay tablet. It's a really good way to modernize an older car, or even if you have a newer car but it has a really small display, this is a great way to upgrade it.